Hi guys, mfpmatias from YouTube. Just received this package. Let's open it and see what it is inside. It's a product by Shift Power. It's a SYNCROtech Quickshifter. Let's open it. First we have our shift sensor. Here we have it. Hope you can see it well. Awesome quality. Then they provide a shift rod, black shift rod by aluminium, and a stainless steel silver shift rod. Okay, now we have stickers from Shift Power, of course, Velcro, okay, a couple of zip ties for the installation, and our SYNCROtech Quickshifter module. As you can see, it's a digital display to adjust more or less milliseconds cut times of the gears. It seems to be simple installation, but of course I will show you step by step. Forgot to mention, this SYNCROtech Quickshifter from SP will be installed on Honda CB600F Hornet 2010 model, as you can see. Okay, let's install it. Okay, in this model we only have to remove the seat, the two side panels and the fuel tank. Okay, let's start disassemble the bike to install a SYNCROtech Quickshifter from SP. Don't forget to disconnect the battery before the installation. Okay, about the installation of the module. It's simple. The first one you have to connect to the negative lead of the battery. Okay? So we have 3 wires to one side and more 2 wires to the other side. It's simple. Just pay attention. The 3 wires, it's to connect to the right side of the ignition coil. The 2 wires are connected to the left side of the ignition coil. Okay, this is the ignition coil of the right side of the motorcycle. You have to pay a lot of attention when connecting the wires, because you can easily damage the model if you connect them wrong. Okay? The yellow wire that comes from the module, you have to connect it to the negative side of the ignition coil. In this motorcycle, the negative wire is yellow with a blue stripe. Okay, so you have to connect the yellow wire from the module back to the negative original side, just like this. Okay, about the other 2 black wires, you have to disconnect the positive side of the ignition coil. In this case is a black wire with a white stripe, and you have to connect it just like this. Okay, now we are at the left ignition coil. We also have 2 black wires that comes from the module that we have to connect it to the positive side of the ignition coil. In this case is also a black wire with a white stripe. Okay, you have to disconnect it and connect it to the black wire that comes from the module and connect it back again, just like this. Okay, as you can see, we have zip ties on the left side of the ignition coil and the right side also with zip ties. just to make sure that nothing comes loose. Now let's remove the original shift rod and install the SP Quickshifter sensor. Don't forget to apply Loctite on the threads. Don't forget to connect the black wire to the negative lead of the battery. Okay. Here we have our SP Quickshift. As you can see, we have the free play. The wire has to have this free play, just like this. Okay, now we have our module. We can adjust the timing cuts, the millisecond timing cuts of the gear. For that, we have to have the ignition off and press the -seconds, the left button, while we turn on the ignition, just like this. We have to wait a few seconds, and as soon as you see ST, it means now you can adjust the timing cuts. Ignore this beep sound, it's the alarm of this motorcycle. Now we can adjust more or less, as you can see. To memorize, just leave the value that you want and turn off the ignition. We also can adjust the resolution for 1 by 1 milliseconds instead of 2. For that, we also have to press the -second button, the left button, and turn on the ignition. Wait a few seconds until it appears ST. Okay, and now, as you can see, it sends 2 by 2 numbers. To change 1 by 1, you have to press again the -second button and wait, and like it shows 1, it means you now can change 1 by 1. As you can see, I will left on this value, and we can turn off the ignition and we'll memorize it. We also have another option to activate the rotation of the motorcycle that you want. You have to press the right button with the ignition off, and while we are pressing, we turn on the ignition. Just wait a few seconds, and when it says RR, it means that you can adjust the RPM that you want to activate. R3 means we'll start with the Quickshift active 3000 RPM, 6 or 8. Okay, I will leave this model to start the Quickshift at 3, and to memorize, just turn off the ignition, just like that. Now, to finish the process, just make sure that the module just memorize all the settings that you set it. Okay, as you can see, R3 and 62 milliseconds of cutting in. Okay, hope you understand well this quick explanation of the SYNCROtech Quickshifter from Shift Power SP. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you soon.